Jump into the podcast. Hello and welcome to Paradise. You are listening to Green Dudes, the only Green Day podcast that matters. You are here with myself, your host. My name's Connor Mack, and I'm here with my best pal in the Green Day verse, Green Day comrade in arms, BFFFFFFFFFL, dude wife for life, and my business partner alongside Mr. Billy Joe Armstrong. This is Mr. Connor Kelly. Connor, how are you doing today?
I'm good, man. Yeah, that introduction always puts a smile on my face. It's usually when you're doing all the Fs, the F F F F F
Yeah,
F like
yeah.
that. I don't know. That gets me. That gets me for
There's
some
a
reason.
lot.
Every time I'm like smiling to myself, like why? It's not funny. I've heard
No,
it
not at
way
all.
too many
Not at
times,
all.
but
It's actually like, why are we still doing this?
I don't
But
know. I don't
just
know.
for our own amusement, I guess, is the answer.
Yeah, the same reason why we do the podcast.
Yes,
If we're being
exactly.
completely honest.
We're
So
doing it for ourselves, of course.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's been a minute.
Hmm.
How was your week, my friend? You're doing okay out there
Yeah.
in the real world?
Yeah. I had a nice week. Had a good day today. Today's
Yeah.
Sunday, May 4th, otherwise known as Star Wars Day.
May the
Um,
4th be with
uh-huh.
you.
Yep, and I am
I was in the
historically a
group
Star
chat
Wars
today.
fan. That's right. I'm a
You
Star
are.
Wars
You're a big
fan.
Star Wars fan.
I was a Star Wars fan before I was a Green Day fan. That I think is
Yes.
is very arguably like the first thing I was a fan of. And I
Yeah.
my love for Star Wars remains to this day, even though
Yeah.
I spend most of my time complaining about it.
Yeah, that's another sign of love. I mean, that phenomenon exists, in the Green Day fandom too, of course. These days it's a little, it ebbs and flows. With Star Wars, I feel like Star Wars would have to like really do something great to change the dynamics of their fandom. Like even like with Andor, which people generally really enjoy.
Mhm.
That's like not enough to uh change the trajectory of Star Wars discourse.
No, not even close. I don't think the it's not. I mean, obviously the discourse will change, and I can see a point in the future where there's like more or less kind of an agreed upon harmony or consensus within the fandom. But the thing is like, it's gonna be it's it's gonna be like the way historians look back at like the fall of
Yeah.
Rome or something, and just enough time has passed, and there kind of is like a story that we tell ourselves about the way that like these events that no one living has been around for. It's like that.
Yeah.
That's what I think is really the only thing that could change the perception, like the cultural perception of Star Wars. It's that like everyone alive in this current moment has to be dead. It is the only way the
Yeah.
opinion will
Yeah.
change.
I think that's fair. I mean, it's kind of still kind of unbelievable because growing up, getting into my teen years, like the common wisdom of Star Wars was like, oh yeah, the original trilogy was good, the prequels like sucked. Like
Hmm.
everyone hated the prequels.
Hmm.
And then like Disney took over and like made new Star Wars movies, and like now people like the prequels.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
like it was that's all it took is and it feels like somehow they did more damage
Right.
than
I
George Lucas himself did.
it is kind of like I could see, like, it's talking about how there's like these kind of like these huge like swaths or sections of like any fandom of something that's big enough and continuing over a long enough course of time. It's like things kind of like calcify, and but like talking about Green Day, depending on the subsection of the fandom that you're in, there sort of is like an agreed upon narrative, and
Yeah.
we might just be talking about that a little bit today, or very
Uh,
in the very near future. It always comes up.
yes, of
I have
course.
thoughts on that.
Yeah.
But what I mean is like, it's not hard to find a Green Day fan who's taking shots at the trilogy,
Exactly.
or Foam,
Yep.
uh Rev Rad, even Saviors, I'm sure. It's like those people are out there. But the thing is, if for some reason something changed in the band, for some reason, if they had to replace fucking Trey Cool or
Oh
some
yeah.
shit, there would be a whole new era of like Green Day reappraisal. People would be like,
Yes.
dude, wait. It's like check out Trey. You gotta listen to what this dude is doing on that fucking album, man.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
now they fucking changed it's like it's so stupid in a way. The things that we let color our opinion. Um,
Absolutely.
and you
Yeah.
see it all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it would be like a civil war within fandom. And there, I mean, obviously, you see it with Blink when they replaced Tom, when they brought Tom back in too. It's like these are the dividing lines, and for
Hmm.
Green Day, those dividing lines are just like records or a few records people don't like. Like we are lucky in comparison. Like the Green Day doesn't have their Disney era or
Yeah.
whatever, Um, like even Doctor Who, going to another fandom I love. That's my Star Wars. They're on Disney Plus now, and the first Disney Plus season of Doctor Who, people kind of soured on as it went. I've got mixed
Yeah.
feelings about it. I think it's better than people say it was, but and now the second season is like everyone's like it's like consistently good, and everyone's like in agreement. Like the season that's airing now is like it's very very good. And but like that soured perception, it's hard to shake off. It's like Disney, for Star Wars would have to put out like five Andors to like maybe not maybe that wouldn't even be enough actually. I
It
don't
would
know.
have to. It has to be movies. You
It would
can't.
have to be yes,
Right.
it would have to be movies. You're right. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Let's pray there's no Green Day equivalent of that. But even if so, I mean, it's just like you can't control these things. You just gotta roll with the punches. And Connor, we gotta thank our lucky stars for that we're in such a great position with this band. Put out an amazing record last year. It's putting out new songs presently,
Hmm.
and yeah, just got honored by being presented a Hollywood Walk of Fame star, or a Hollywood or a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame is the way you would phrase that.
Yeah. Yeah. We had some difficulty with that,
Yeah.
but
Oh, it's really just me. I don't know what the issue there is, but yeah. So yeah, we are lucky, but I did think it was really funny because we will get into the Hollywood star and all that
right.
momentarily.
The Holly
Um,
Walk star of fame,
oh yeah, what yeah,
Boulevard
Holly Walk Star of Fame Boulevard, yeah,
Boulevard of broken broken Hollywood
but
stars or whatever.
yes, that's exactly it. Boulevard of Broken Stars on Hollywood. And but in like the induction speech or the ceremony, they did shout out Foam. I don't That was really strange.
Really.
They like that was one of the records. They're like they did Americ Didia and Dookie and Father of All. Like, all right, cool. That was really surprising to me. Um,
Yeah. Maybe it's because the hockey season is going strong right now.
yes, that might be it. But anyways, going back to Star Wars, Connor, it is May 4th, which yes, is Star Wars Day, but also a very special day in the Green Day world.
That's right.
Happens to be Mr. Mike Dirnt's birthday. May the
Yes.
Dirnts be with you.
And also with you.
Um, and so this
Happy
is
Dirt
every
Day.
Happy Dirnt Day. This is, every year this happens to, around the same time of year. Funnily enough. Um, not sure how that works, but uh I just wanted to, because like some years Mike will really play up, like he'll do like silly
The-
pictures with
right, like the
lightsabers
Star
and
Wars thing. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
goofy stuff. I didn't see any of that. So I think maybe he's having a chill birthday or whatever. But Green Day social media, this is just like I mean, I do like the like Green Day's presence on social media most of the time, but it is very kind of like sometimes it does get to like, okay, this feels like it's like Wendy's like trying to be funny on Twitter or something,
Hmm.
like this is just an example of them on Twitter like trying to sound like a real person,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it, it's like, so this is the tweet. It goes, it says, "Yep, that's right. It's Mike's B day. Now stop reading this and go wish him a good one." Cake emoji, star emoji. It's just like the whole like the yep, that's right. That
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it's like Sonic the Hedgehog reading me this tweet or something. Like
Yeah. No, I get that. I don't know. They're but that is like like I don't want to say it's their shtick,
it kind of is.
but it does sort of feel like they always have to edgify what they're doing, like
Yes.
just a little bit, or it's like we're not just gonna do this straightforward and take it seriously, like
Yeah.
like we're gonna fucking cobble this up with some duct tape, and it's like
Yes.
that's kind
Yeah.
of
We're doing it Green
so
Day
it's
style.
yeah, right, like I don't know, it is dumb, it is absolutely
Yeah.
dumb, but yeah, I would like to know who that is. Like, for all we
I
know, that's
know.
Flav. That could be Flava Flav
I was
typing
gonna
that
say, Connor. Yeah, for all we know,
down.
because we it's the great reveal is that the drunk bunny is Flava Flav, and
Yes,
presumably always has been.
always has been. It's always
Always
been
has been.
Flav.
Yeah, it's always been Flav. So who are we to say that he's not doing social media for the
Yeah.
bands?
I've seen ever since that whole Coachella reveal, it's like, has anyone ever seen the Drunk Bunny and Flava Flav in the same room at the same time?
Yeah.
The answer is no.
No, I
The
don't
answer
think
is
so.
no.
Yeah,
Never
yeah,
happened before, and there's a reason for that.
yeah.
So,
I challenge our listeners to provide us with a picture or a video of Flava Flav and the Drunk Bunny in one room together, and it can't be AI. We will be able to tell.
none, no. The only AI that we recognize on this podcast is American Idiot. Yep, that's
Yeah.
right. Yep, that's right. The only AI we fucking stand is American Idiot. Yep, that's right.
uh, Middle finger emoji,
Yeah.
sunglass emoji.
Yes.
Um, yeah, and so that's just it's not even like it's just like something that I kind of like scoffed at as like a mild eye rolling moment. Just
I get it.
they're kind of funny, and I mean
I get
whatever.
it. I dig it.
Yeah, it's all fun. It's all fun. But yeah, so happy birthday to Mike.
Yes.
Another year younger. And yeah, I mean, hopefully he gets some good lightsaber poses in today,
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
So and okay, so Connor, you did not happen to watch the Hollywood star ceremony.
I No, I did not. I thought I was going to,
Yeah.
and um, obviously I knew we were gearing up for this discussion, and I follow him on Instagram, so I saw like little snippets, like them, I don't know, standing there.
Yeah.
Uh, but I kept telling myself, I'm gonna go back to that later. I'm gonna go back to that. I'm really gonna sit down. And I'm gonna see what this shit was all about. Wouldn't you know it, Connor? I did not do that at all. So I am relying on you as per usual to kind of guide me through this, and I'm just gonna give my my fresh commentary as we discuss it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's all we're looking for here. I did happen to watch the ceremony. I didn't watch it live because I was sleeping. Um but I pretty much watched it right afterwards. I'll because there's a Hollywood Walk of Fame YouTube channel that I guess I'm assuming they stream every ceremony,
Hmm.
which is pretty cool, I guess. So yeah, I turned it on. It was like an hour ceremony thing. It was really nice, and I'm gonna be honest, like I I don't really give a shit about the Hollywood Walk of Fame at all.
Yeah.
Really, like, but I do really give a shit about Green Day.
Mm-hmm.
And I do really love the bands and the guys, and I will admit, Connor, it made me emotional watching this.
Mm.
It it really did, because I mean, it's just like, I don't know, when there's so many other people, out there that are just like, we're acknowledging this thing you love, that you hold so dear, and celebrating how special it is, like that, whether it's the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame or this, both meaningless. I think the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is cooler, um
Yeah.
but it just it gets me, and so yeah, so I felt proud. I felt proud watching it. And I don't know if there's any other band or person that I would feel that same way about, getting honored in that way. Like I just I can't I can't think of anybody or anything that I would feel similarly about. Because like we said last episode, like I just I don't know. I've never really cared about this
Hmm.
Hollywood institution. And it starts out, it's like this the like the not the found I think it's like the mayor, I don't fucking know, the mayor of Hollywood or something, is like,
Yeah, yeah,
is
no.
he's
Mayor McCheese. Yeah, they got him down.
yeah,
Yeah.
him. He's out there, he is like doing a speech, and he talks first, and he's like saying like, yeah, I had a different meeting. I actually had a meeting in Florida today that I had to go to, but I called in sick so I could hang out with Green Day, because
Yeah.
I'm a cool guy, and
Right.
I'm doing, like, come on, I'm playing hooky, doing a punk thing. And so what, I don't know, that it was cool to have the mayor doing that.
Yeah. He came
And
in on a skateboard, did like a sick kick flip.
he did. It was actually it was Kyle McLaughlin from Portland.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, and then the next guy that talked was the CEO of the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Yeah. So they're
I'm the
right. They
CEO.
have their own.
They
Yeah.
have to have a CEO. Oh, I'm the CEO of the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Right.
What do you fucking okay, you take care of the street, I guess. I don't the sidewalk, like, I don't know. And he was a big dork, and he was like, I'm wearing a green tie in celebration of Green Day.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
he was these guys are such squares, that they're like, they are so excited and happy to be like, oh, I get to like be a cool guy today, and like
Yeah. Yeah.
hang out with a rock band, and um so a little embarrassing, but good for them. I mean, if I was the CEO of the Hollywood Walk of Fame, I would wear a green tie too, and I'd make it known. So yeah, that's all well and fine. And the first real speaker, because there's just a few speakers before the band gets brought up, and again, this is out there on the street, right in front of where the star is going to be unveiled, and they are surrounded, Connor, by just the whole street is full and overflowing. There were Green Day fans that like camped out there overnight,
Yeah.
to
And
watch this.
there always are. So
There always are, and
we've done that.
I
We
mean,
are those people
we
sometimes.
are those people. Would we have done this for the for this ceremony? I don't know.
If we lived in
Maybe,
California,
yeah.
yeah.
If we lived in California, we very well could have. Um, so yeah, I mean, it was massive. They're playing Green Day songs over the radio. You can hear it in the background. The first speaker that they were going to bring up was going to be Serena Williams. Uh,
Who, yeah, notable Green Day
yes,
fan, Serena
she's
Williams.
she's a massive Green Day fan. She's very, very cool and like genuinely really loves the band. Has for a
Yeah.
long, long time. Um, she had to cancel, unfortunately. I don't know. She's a busy lady, obviously.
I think she had a meeting in Florida she had to get to.
She had
So
a meeting in Florida. She got called in because some dipshit had to call in sick, so
yeah, right. They had to
she
swap.
called
Yeah.
her into work. Um, yeah, and so she didn't talk, but the replacement speaker, Connor, happened to be Mr. Rob Cavallo,
Oh, yeah. Very
who,
cool. Very cool.
yes, who is not a celebrity, but in our hearts, in the hearts of Green Day fans everywhere, he's a celebrity to us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, Obviously, I mean, why wouldn't you have Rob Cavallo talk at this thing?
He's practically the fifth member of the band.
He is, yeah. I mean, that's if you're counting Jason as the fourth.
That's exactly why I skipped to five there, buddy. I know Quattro. Come
That
on.
was pretty clever.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so Rob came up and he was really excited to be there and talking about, like, he was just gushing over the band, told the crowd like the story of meeting them. And I don't know if I had heard this one before, but he talked about meeting them playing songs for him in that living room basement that's like in the Longview video.
Yeah.
That was their actual living space. Um, and then getting high with them later that night and going out and getting pizza. And then being so high that he missed his flight back home the next day.
Oh.
Which is That's how you know that the meeting went well.
Yeah. Yeah. No. He stayed high right there on the ground. Didn't even have to get on the plane. Um,
Exactly. Yeah.
people talk a lot about like certain celebrities or people who are like known to be um powerful high level weed smokers. Snoop Dogg comes to mind.
Yes.
But I have to admit, I think Green Day at this point in their career, they I think they were able to hold their own pretty good. So I could see Rob Cavallo maybe having a bit more than he thought was going to happen that night.
Yeah, that's exactly the impression I got. He said, yeah, the weed was so powerful that he missed his flight. He lost track of time. Yeah, and then I mean he just like showed so much gratitude and an appreciation. He said, that the band during recording Dookie, they asked all the right questions, and um they really took it speak all the things that we've known for a long time. They took this process seriously. They wanted to make a
Yes.
timeless record.
Yes.
um
Yeah,
and so yeah,
we just got done talking about Dookie. So
we
it's like this.
literally we just talked about it. So it's fresh in our memories, but yeah, no, it was really nice to hear from Rob and have him be there. He seemed like a proud father.
Right. And you're like the proud 10 times removed like step cousin. Because
Yeah,
you were mentioning it's like, he's the proud father, and you're like someone just 1,000 miles away, but still very proud. There's a lot of pride
yeah, I'm 2,000 light years away, but still very
there.
proud.
2,000 light years away, yes.
Yeah,
And no one would say that you got no pride. That's for sure.
that's
So
that's very true.
yeah.
Yeah, and so this fucking after Rob, Connor, I don't know if you've seen this. They did announce the speakers beforehand, but the next speaker, Connor, was Ryan Reynolds.
Why? No, I
Yeah,
didn't know that.
that's
No,
a
I
good
didn't know that.
question. Why?
I think I mean it's like they're doing a Hollywood Star Walk of Boulevard. It's like,
Yeah.
and Ryan Reynolds, he's hot right now. He's kind of on top of the world, um, or at least he's like very incredibly rich and is in a very good position to be very lucrative, making horrible films,
Yeah.
like no one else.
What, you weren't
So
a fan of Deadpool and Wolverine?
I no, no,
Oh,
and
okay.
Free Guy, come on, like he just
What is
fucking
what is
sucks.
that? Is that
You
a
don't,
that's another I never watched, I never saw that one.
Connor, I haven't seen it either. And if anyone's listening who has seen those movies and you're like, you can't say Ryan Reynolds sucks if you didn't watch those movies, well, you're fucking wrong because I can, and he does fucking suck, and I'm never gonna watch those fucking movies because they blow. So
There we
there
go.
you have it.
Connor's minced no words here.
I said what I said, but I think it's like, they just need someone in the Hollywood sphere for something like this, Hollywood Walk of Fame. And I don't know. Who else are they gonna get? Tom Cruise is too good for this shit. He's not gonna do it.
Yeah, I mean, Tom Cruise is too good. He's also a Scientologist. That's a weird thing because like people do really like him, and he seems to be a
Yeah.
nice guy, but he is also
I
a
I
Scientologist.
I even like him. I
Yeah.
think Tom Cruise is like one of the last legendary movie stars. It's like
Yeah, no, and
nobody in the business does anything the way that he does. He
it's true.
is singular.
He's genuinely like he's a big supporter of movies in general, and is by all accounts very good to the crew and
Of course. Yeah.
other actors, and seems to be a great person, just with the weird little just
Yeah,
the
right,
one
right.
little yes.
Yeah, and Scientology is, also horrible. Like it is bad and deplorable, and
Yeah.
it's almost as bad as Ryan Reynolds.
All yes, not quite, almost. And
Almost.
so the Ryan Reynolds thing, and I don't know about this controversy with him and his wife, and there is a whole thing. Wasn't there a thing with him and Blake Lively
Yeah, maybe,
and
but I
another
don't.
guy? There was like some sort of controversy that they were being mean to somebody else. I don't care, but
Yeah.
that was the thing. Um, so the Green Day connection with Ryan Reynolds is, I think him and Billy Joe bonded over like an appreciation for soccer.
Oh wait, there's that one picture of them hugging like an old lesbian couple.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Oh, that's
Exactly.
right.
Yes.
Oh my god. Oh
Yes.
yeah. Okay,
So
I
I
remember
I
that
think
now.
I think that was the origin, but also, and this kind of relates to something that we saw, Connor, Deadpool and Wolverine, and this is what Ryan Reynolds said in his speech. He said a lot of things in his speech, and he is a guy who he thinks he's so much funnier than he actually is.
Mhm.
Um, he's just like cracking like edgy jokes the entire time, like
Yeah.
and it's just like none of them really hit. They're not he's not funny. Like this kind of humor, it really worked for him in like 2006.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
nowadays it's like it doesn't do anything for me. Like I don't know. But um
I told he
he
sucks. He sucks. I don't know what else.
we're in agreement. We're in
Yeah.
agreement. But he featured Good Riddance, I guess, in the credit see in the end credits of Deadpool and Wolverine. And so I think that was like that's
I
the
see.
connection
I see.
to
Right.
Green Day. Then
There's
that's when
something there. Yep.
there's something there. That's when he first talked to Billy Joe, and then they bonded over soccer, um and so and then that leads us to Connor, you and me at the City Field show this past summer, when during Good Riddance, Trey Cool and Mike Dirnt,
Oh,
they
that's
come out on
right.
stage as Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yes. Oh, that's right. That's right. And at the time, I thought it was just because yeah, the movie had just come out, so it
Yeah,
was very popular, and it was like, oh, they're kind of just playing around with the modern day zeitgeist. Yeah,
yeah,
but
which
yeah, there's a bit more of a 6 degrees of
yes,
Green Day thing here happening than I realized.
there's a little bit more of a connection. So his speech was, it was tedious. It felt insincere. It was not funny. But people, I mean, the crowd there seemed to love it. So I don't know. And he was just making weird comments. He's just not like, I don't think he's naturally funny. Like he seems like so the impression I get to him from him is like he is very sensitive and very like his ego is very fragile, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Um and I don't know, just like the body language after that. I'm psychoanalyzing him, but I don't know. I
Yeah.
didn't like that he was there. I didn't
Yeah. No,
like that he was there.
tell us how you
That's
really feel,
the end
buddy.
of that's the end of it.
Yeah. Okay.
Um oh, and then he said something like, Green Day's so important because like they're one of the things that we can all agree on. We can stop, we can forget about stupid
Oh
things like
my
identity.
God.
He said stupid things like identity politics. Like
Yeah.
he's in this weird space where like I think since Deadpool and Wolverine came out, he's like playing both sides of the culture war, kind of like
Right. Right.
he's a liberal darling, but also like, oh, I'm edgy. I don't care about identity
Yeah.
politics, and I can actually play to the anti woke crowd too. Like,
Yeah. Right.
it's just, I don't know.
He's got a fence post all the way up his ass because of how he's
Yes,
been sitting on it for so long.
that's
Yeah.
exactly it, and that's why he looks so uncomfortable at all times because he's got a fence up his ass. Uh, that's why. So yeah, that was just like, I don't know, whatever. It rubbed me the wrong way, but I think they needed a big celebrity there because that's the whole point. That's the whole
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Um, and then the main host of the event who talked just before introducing Green Day was Matt Pinfield. You know Matt Pinfield?
I don't.
He's like a famous like video jockey, like host of like shows on VH1, MTV, and um so pretty much for the entirety of Green Day's career, like he's been interviewing them and hosting, and he's this like he's this guy, Connor, that I know you and I have seen like on VH1, like growing up we'd have watched
Yeah.
him, and we'd have found him like a little bit cringy,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
um but because like all he has is sincerity,
Yeah.
he's just totally sincere. He really truly adores rock and roll music, and I think to young punks like back in those days, Connor, we would be like, oh, Ryan Reynolds is cool, but Matt Pinfield,
Yeah,
he's
right,
a
right,
lame
right,
ass,
right, right, right. Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
but
No, that
but
like
but
that was like irony was like very,
yes.
very strong at that. That was the humor,
Yes,
essentially. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. So, but nowadays the tables have turned, and like I can really appreciate his sincerity and his vulnerability and his dedication to music and loving bands, and he's been a supporter of Green Day since day one.
Certainly.
And
Yeah.
just a couple months ago, Connor, he had like a massive stroke, and so
Mm,
people were really worried about him, and so this is his grand return to public life, is to introduce Green Day, and
yeah.
he killed it. He it was so awesome to see him back in action, and doing what really like drives him, and Green Day really showed appreciation for that too, and so it was like a very heartwarming moment.
Nice.
um
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Good for him. And
I think.
I'm right there with you on like because like there is like a push for sincerity, but it's still not at like the forefront of what like
Yeah,
we're like. I think people want sincerity. Audiences actually want sincerity, but what is being made for them because it's like kind of ironically like
yeah,
still kind of trying to generate whatever wealth is still left from like that decade and a half plus uh and a lot of it like with the thrust of Marvel behind it and movies like Deadpool and Wolverine and
yes,
people like Ryan
yes,
Reynolds, like it's like we're not getting those things largely. that's not like the base of what is being made. And so I think
Yeah.
people tend, not everyone, of course, but people who are looking for it tend to recognize it more and more. And so seeing it in people like that, in a person like Pinfield, it's like that's got to be a stark contrast going from Ryan Reynolds to someone like that. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely it was. And I mean, you're so right that Marvel has such a big like that has everything to do with this dichotomy. Like uh I just really feel like yeah, we were oversaturated with that irony, and it became more and more like sinister, I feel like, as that era progressed. And so uh yeah, I mean, hopefully we're at the back of that now, watching its slow demise. But yeah, so that was really nice and heartwarming. And then finally he introduces the band. They come up and they talk, and I mean, this is just like classic Green Day moments here, Connor, where Billy comes up, he's like, yeah, I didn't write anything, so I'm just gonna wing it.
Yeah.
So, which is funny. Like, I think the only speech he had his ever prepared for was the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame speech.
Hmm.
Um, so this is just like typical anime. It's, all the better. And he's like saying stuff like, obviously he's appreciative and stuff, but then he's also saying stuff like, yeah, this is like a really weird feeling. Like, it feels like I'm at my own funeral. like,
Yeah.
like they're unveiling their grave or something.
Right.
Um, and so that's just like a classic Billy line. And he makes a bunch of jokes and is silly, and like that's the great thing about Green Day, is that in these moments they are like sincere, but they can also be funny without like uh pulling a Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
And then they they forget to thank Ryan Reynolds. Uh and
you
somebody
you are really hung up on this, but yeah,
well
keep
no
going.
but somebody comes up and reminds them to thank the guests.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
they have to kind of go back and thank the guests. But
So not
um
just Ryan Reynolds.
no, not just Ryan Reynolds, but I'm
Yeah.
singling him out because I don't like him.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay.
I'm trying to make it seem like they don't like him either.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
I'm,
Yeah.
I'm trying to make it
Yeah.
seem
Yeah.
like that they agree with me. No, but oh, and Billy almost forgot to thank Adrian, which is funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's like he's like, yeah, thank you, Joey, Jacob, all the fans, everybody, and everyone else. And then he like walks away, and then he runs back and he's like, oh yeah, and my wife Adrian.
Yep.
And he says, yeah, I've been writing songs about her for 30 years. Some songs I write and I show her, and she's like, oh, that's so sweet, thank you. And then other songs I write and I show her, and she's like, oh, that one's just to get you out of the doghouse today, or something. Which is funny.
Yeah.
um but yeah, I mean, it was nice. And then I don't remember much from Mike's speech, but it was nice and usual Mike. And then Trey, I think Trey like pretty much only he's like, thank you to Mike and Trey, to Mike and Billy. Then he goes and hugs them, and he's like, they're my brothers. And then that was it. And then they unveil the star, and they all do a million poses. Oh no, the big thing was Mike thanks Billy Joe's mom, which was really sweet, Ollie.
Yeah.
um
Nice. Nice.
yeah. And then yeah, they did a million pictures with the star and their family and everything, and it was really nice and touching. Yeah, I was happy to have watched, but also happy to have watched for you, so you don't have to sit through it.
Yeah. Right. I don't have to hear Ryan Reynolds. I just imagine him.
Yes,
So
exactly.
so
You
thank you
you
for
can hear
sparing me that.
my skewed perception of
Exactly.
and I did see on the subreddit people were kind of fighting. I didn't read the thread, but there was like a thread on the Green Day subreddit like, why does everyone hate Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah.
So I don't want to like I don't really care, but I I don't know.
I,
Whatever.
say what you got. Say what you
Judge
got to say.
judge me if you want.
It's fine.
Judge
You
me if you
know.
want.
Yeah.
I don't want
Okay.
to be on
This
board of a hate train, is what I'm saying.
there's already it's like people are already don't agree with us, Connor. We all how often are we like we're trilogy defenders, we're foam defenders? Do you know how many people that has to get on our back? How many? I'm fine with adding however many more just by saying that Ryan Reynolds can go fuck himself.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, I bring it on. Bring it on, Deadpool fans.
So
um
whatever.
yeah, and I think and then like the CEO of the Hollywood Walk of Star the Hollywood Stars
You're such an idiot.
the CEO with the green tie, he
Yeah,
like
yes.
made it Green Day in Los Angeles.
How many fucking Green Day days are there? They've done
There's
that
a lot.
before.
Yeah, well, there's one in Oakland. There's like there's a few in different places. I don't know. It's just very funny.
Yeah.
Anyways, Connor, your thoughts?
Wow. I mean, it sounds, like pretty much kind of what I assumed, which is like, by the nature of it, this event cannot be anything more than something like essentially wholly sanitized and commercialized. It's
Yeah,
like, and I don't mean that in a way to be critical of Green Day. We've talked about the whole crossroads of like their hyper success and their integrity and their
yeah,
artistic merit, and I'm not even trying to talk about that. It's just like I think it's cool that they're like at this kind of this like zenith in their career. It's like, how crazy is it? They've had so many eras of like phenomenal success as it is, uh I mean, Hollywood Walk of Fame star, it's like they could have done that when American Idiot came out, you know what I mean? But
yeah.
it's like
Mhm.
they have this staying power and this longevity to them, where even if like the albums that they're coming out with don't have the same impact or resonance on like the general public, it's like they themselves still have like this orbit to them, and this this like indelible mark
Yeah,
on the industry, on popular music. It's just crazy that they're still getting top tier recognition at this point in their careers. It's like they are so far away from being like the forgotten nobodies that all the sad fucking twerps on Twitter, crawl out of the fucking sludge in the sewers every time Green Day says something about Trump, and they're like, yeah, well, they're just a bunch of washed up fucking nobodies from the 90s. And it's like
yeah.
they are
I'm sorry.
they
That's
are as
not.
they are as big as they can be, and they are
Yes,
becoming bigger by the day.
yes. It's I'm sorry. Like they're like you might be thinking of the Offspring, or there are contemporaries of theirs that are you can make valid claims that they are washed up, or uh nobodies. I mean, that's harsh for any of those bands because most of them really like they still sell tickets and they still can pack at least large theaters. So uh but as far as Green Day goes, like they just like sold out a fucking stadium tour and
Mm,
just Hollywood Walk of Fame star and a million other accolades. Like they are they have done an exceptionally good job at like maintaining and building upon their legacy. Like
yes, yeah,
uh
exactly that. Yeah.
it's like a master class on how to do that. And like even if like you're not getting number one hit singles on the radio every every year, like you're still building the stature of your bands year by year in different ways. Like they've done a great job at maintaining that and building that, year on year.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me. I don't know if you've really like noticed this trend in recent years, but actually, a lot of actors in Hollywood, they kind of fortify their brands and their income by doing like alcohol deals, by like having
Mm,
their and Ryan Reynolds is one of those people. He has
yeah,
like a fucking, I don't know what it is, a whiskey or a tequila, or I can't even remember but I've seen commercials with him, like selling whatever it is he's tied to.
yeah.
And I'm kind of trying to like make a joke about comparing those things, but there there really is something to like this idea of it's like Green Day are at a point in their careers where they are more than just a band. And like that's never been more true than like now and
Yeah,
these
yeah,
last few years. And it's like you see that with Punk Bunny too, and formerly Oakland Coffee and all. It's like
yeah,
they have experimented with diversifying, and it's like we talked about movies themselves. We talked about Geezer and or we mentioned it at least, and it's like they have a New Year's Rev coming up, and hey, could there be more? It's like, and the thing is, you would think that this is like so easily and naturally leading to like, oh well, they're corporate sellouts. But I think people are so quick to essentially to not fully appreciate the context of like the world that they live in. Billy and Mike and Trey don't live in the real world like you and
yeah.
I.
Hmm.
They inhabit it alongside you, like a higher level being of pure energy that like is just like vibrating at a different resonance. Like
Yeah,
you can observe them. They are real and they are tangible, and you can touch them and shake their hand and you can look them dead in the eyes, but they're not there the way that you are. And
mm,
I don't know. It's I there just is going to be a hypocrisy talking about something like this where I'm going to be so quick to say that Ryan Reynolds has an entire fence up his asshole, and Green Day is right to capitalize on like their growing. So it's like I freely admit that that those two things are going to feel opposed, and a lot of that is just going to come from my lifelong love of Green Day. But like I know where Green Day has been, and I know what the trajectory of their career was like, and I know what it was like when they started out, and like the legitimacy of where they came from. They're not fucking nepo babies. It's like
yeah,
you can take very rightly, aim at them and criticize them for their fantastic levels of wealth and like what that might mean in terms of like the disparity of our society, and like even maybe the questionable nature of how those things happen, right? But all I'm really trying to come back to here is like I just cannot fault them for the success and for having those opportunities in front of them because of the art that they've made, and like just taking what is there in front of them. And so it's like sometimes it feels uncomfortable to have these kinds of conversations. And I get where people are coming from when they say like, "Oh, Green Day's not punk; they're corporate sellouts. Look at this shit." On the one hand, I completely get it, but for my money personally, I've just never faulted them for it because I feel
yeah,
like everything is like this uh immense chain of consequences that truly and legitimately and genuinely starts back in Oakland, California with just getting a guitar from Billy's mom. I don't want to sound corny about it, but like,
No,
for
absolutely.
real, So
Yeah.
that's my take. I'm rambling, but that's kind of my
No,
thoughts on
that's well said, and I mean, yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, I think you're right, and like, yes, I don't know, I don't know Ryan Reynolds' background.
it.
I don't
I'm
know much
sorry.
about him at all.
I'm
Um,
sorry. Yeah.
all, all I care about is how smug and like elitist he comes off right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
And Green Day has like they have like probably a decade more celebrity and fame than Ryan Reynolds does. And I mean, obviously Ryan Reynolds is a massive multi-millionaire celebrity household name, but um and this again, this is like just I this is parasocial. I don't know any of these people in real life.
Yeah.
But
Completely. Totally.
But Green Day, they just seem like real people where Ryan Reynolds seems like he is putting on a show the entire time.
Hmm.
Like he doesn't seem real at all. And with Green Day and their forays into corporate worlds and commerce and kind of living as millionaires or a huge massive band under capitalism, like I think generally they have made their way through that world with care and with thoughtfulness whenever possible. And so yeah, I can't help but agree with you. And yeah, I can't fault them for it. I'm happy that they exist under, if it had to be anybody, I'm happy it's them, I guess. And that's about all I can say. Like I can't I'm not going to condemn them for these decisions. Um and then like, with the fucking that those tweets you sent me, Connor, today with
Yeah.
the
Yeah. Yeah.
there's the new 7-Eleven brand Slurpee and new extension of their brand partnership and stuff. You have these people commenting like, "Oh, well, this is them raging against capitalism, so hypocritical." It's like, but they never were those. They never were that band. Like
Yeah.
they were never like communists. Like, what are
Yeah.
you talking about? Like, for all the Rage Against the Machine comparisons, say, uh, they were never Rage Against the Machine. Like, I'm sorry, they have been well-meaning liberals the entire time. That
Hmm.
the idea of that has changed, but that's what they've always been. Like,
Yeah.
so this is just that's like a flawed criticism in my estimation.
Yeah, no, it is funny because it's like, and it's seems like it's always on Twitter. There's these group of people on Twitter where whenever Green Day gets some kind of like advertising or is like more in the public eye, they come out of the woodwork, and it's always the same sentiment. Like you're saying, it's like, oh yeah, man, these guys, it's like they're total fucking sellouts, those hypocrites, those fuck. And it's like Green Day, they've been getting that label slapped on them since '94.
Yeah,
We haven't talked too much about uh the impact of Dookie, but that's because I think that's going to be part of our Insomniac discussion coming
exactly.
up. And so it's like, um it's like that, like you're saying, like that is nothing new for them in that regard, and it really just only speaks to like uh how obviously outside like the I don't know, like the understanding of Green Day, like these people are, it's like I get it. We're in the eye of the hurricane, and
Yes,
they are just getting blasted through, or they're like way far away, and they have a totally different vantage point, and it's like that's always going to be true. Like If you zoom out far enough, it's like, hey, I can't fault anyone. It's like whatever. Like, I don't, not to be like philosophical about it, but
Yeah, yeah,
like these people are not, they are not making any attempt, to understand. They are only reactionary insofar as like they see Green Day as like an extension of the political power that you know that they dislike or that they're scared of. They basically
yeah,
think that they're employed by like the Democratic Party, I think, for
yeah.
all I can fucking tell. So I don't know. It's dumb. The comments are dumb. Reading through the comments are so fucking stupid on this shit. Fucking this person is like, were they ever punk? Really? And then fucking this asshole responds. He says, I'll give them kerplunk. After that, nope.
Oh, it is just brain dead. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, say something original at least. Say something new. Like, I don't. Okay.
No, these they don't think. They don't. Anyway, I don't want to get too caught up. This could be
Yes,
a whole
I
entire
know.
discussion, and we still have to
And
talk about this fucking song. But
yes, well, like I was saying, like you were saying, Connor,
yeah,
this is wrapped up in our Insomniac conversation, is the backlash and the response to Dookie. So we will get to all this. Uh, but anyways, yes, Connor. Before we sign off today, I do want to talk about Green Day dropped a brand new song, Ballyhoo, which is off of
and
Saviors Edition Deluxe.
this was kind of they kind of mentioned this is like sort of in celebration in a way of the Holly
Yes.
Walk star of Boulevard. Where it's
Yes,
like,
yeah. To celebrate the Holly Walk star of the Boulevard of Broken Fame, we
yes, yeah,
they dropped Ballyhoo, yeah, off of the new Saviors Edition Deluxe, and so of course that meant on that Thursday night I VPN'd into Australia so I could listen to it,
you're such
and
a fucking idiot.
I listened to it like 5 times before I went to work, and I did that right after like watching the Hollywood Walk of Fame star ceremony, and
Yeah,
I just cried. I just felt so happy that this band is still in my life. I was like, oh man, like they're still around. They're getting their flowers, and they are still putting out music that's like as good as this. Like my thought was like, okay, this song, it's not mind blowing, but it's like I'm just so happy that they're putting music out like this still, and that it's all still happening. Like I felt so lucky.
yeah.
And
I,
so
I I
Connor,
hear you. I hear you
yeah,
because not to interrupt, but just going off that point because I think you're gonna lead into like asking me a question about it and all that. But it's like going off that point of like how lucky we are because I'll definitely second that. We got into Green Day when American Idiot came out in 2004. We've talked about this since the
yeah,
first episode.
yeah,
We're gonna keep talking about it because that's important. That's the fucking big bang right
yes,
there. Um, and the thing is like you know it's hard to say that like we even made a decision, to get into Green Day. It's like Green Day was like the fucking like adrenaline straight shot into our heart that like revived us as sleeper agents. You know what I mean? Like
yes,
it's like
yes.
what fucking resistance did we have to getting into Green Day
No,
at that point as like 11, 12 year
yeah,
old
didn't have a
kids
chance.
at that time, right? And it's like, so when you talk about luck, like in a way I think that's true because any number of bands at that time, could have been the thing that we could be fucking lifelong, I don't know, Franz Ferdinand fans. We could be doing Friends Ferdinand
Oh,
podcast
that's a good
right
idea.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But that's not how it went
No,
down for us. And
not our
so
story.
it is, and for all I know, friends, they might rule. I don't know. They might still be doing. I don't
Well,
know.
I think they
I don't know.
just put out. I think they put out an album last year that people thought was pretty good.
Okay, well there you go. So all I'm saying
So
is like, just because there's any number of and some of them, yeah, they're still going strong and they're probably doing interesting things, but there's just no way of knowing, and even if there were, we wouldn't have cared at that point in our lives. But there's just like no way of knowing what the future of a band like that is going to be, of course, like well into the future. We're talking about 2 decades plus into the future right now. And they're at this point in their career releasing this music today, just as you're saying. I do consider us lucky because none of that was a given at any point.
No, absolutely. Yeah, it feels like destiny, feels like fate, but it might have just been luck. So Connor, I listened to this song with you just before we started recording the episode today. Was that your first time listening?
What do you think?
I'm gonna guess yes.
Yeah, you're right. Yep. You're right. I thought I was going to throw you off the scent because I listened to Smash It Like Belushi before.
I know.
Remember?
I could tell by your face. I could tell. I think I could tell by the way you were.
Yeah, you were watching me. Yeah, I was into that, man. I was like, damn, this is what we're going to talk about it. But short answer is it's good. Yeah, it's a good song.
It's a good song. Yeah. Yeah. I really like it a lot. It's so. I mean, it's inspiring. Like that opening riff is so simple that like Billy can just craft an entire world around such a simple riff like that. Still is like so inspiring to me. Connor, your initial thoughts on the song?
Well, I don't. You might remember, but last week when we were saying what we're going to be discussing today, it's all timey-wimey Doctor Who shit for you.
Yes.
Doctor O. Sorry, I just wanted to do that. That's how they. I've been to England before. I know how they talk.
Yes. Yep.
Wow. What the fuck was I gonna say? I was gonna say that I heard that guitar riff because they did just a very quick promo, and what I wanted to mention is I was actually worried just hearing like the 5 seconds or so of that guitar riff because there's like so much. I don't know. Sometimes it's like Green Day just has this clarity and this like cleanliness to a lot of their modern production. And it's like I think sometimes that's a double-edged sword because there's times where that's where they get like their like Titanic kind of like stadium rock sort of sound. Like you hear that in the drums and it's like everywhere,
Yeah.
And the guitar, it's like great. But anyways, I was worried that this song was going to be a little too squeaky clean and not have the duct tape wrapped around it in the Green Day fashion, and not have the keep out sign on it,
exactly.
and all that
the graffiti on the wall.
Yeah, like Bart Simpson giving the middle finger. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? like that kind of shit. Like I didn't know.
Yeah.
That whole preamble is just to say that this song, this song rules. And it's cool because like my first impressions of Smash It Like Belushi, I wasn't that taken with it. I thought it was just fine. I already talked about that. Check it out in the other episode. But this one, like right away, I felt hooked. And I was initially thinking like, oh, this almost makes me think of something like off of Warning. Like it has like this kind of Castaway, like really, I don't know, poppy, sunny sort of feel to it. But my big takeaway really is I feel like this song sounds like if they made an album after Uno that was like Uno 2, but not Dose. You know what I'm saying? Like if Uno was just Uno and then they were like, oh shit, that was like, let's fucking build off of that and make like another different Uno. It would be this. That's what this sounds like to me.
Spot on. I mean, because you're right. Because I'm like my comparison points are like, okay, it's kind of feels a little bit long shotty. It kind of feels a little bit trilogy, but you're right in that it's like sunnier than anything on the Long Shot record. It's sunnier than anything on Dose or Trey. So yeah, this does feel like it would fit right after. It feels like a song on Uno, but more fleshed out. Like it's like more there's more dynamics to it, I guess, than the songs
Yeah,
on Uno.
right. That's why it's like I'm imagining like this alternate universe where it's like they stayed on like the Uno trajectory. You
Yeah,
know, it's like this
yeah,
this whole other fucking world where it's like they just like that's what this sounds like to me because it doesn't sound excuse me, it doesn't sound like a derivative. Like
yeah,
it still like shows their growth. Like it feels like they're kind of using that sound or like playing with that sound, but it's like, yeah, but they're still making it in 2025, you know.
yeah,
They didn't
definitely.
make Uno just yesterday. Like and they incorporate like that growth, it feels like.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, that's spot on. Yeah, and I mean, about the kind of human element of Green Day, or the rougher part of Green, like Billy's vocals on this feel very uh I don't know, I feel like he could have recorded this in one take. Like it feels very like spur of the moment, like kind of like a bit down in the gutter, but in a good way.
Yeah.
Uh I like that a lot. Yeah, and the fucking the melodies, the chorus, the falsetto in the chorus is a really
Yeah.
nice addition. I like that a lot.
Yeah, the
There's just a
falsetto
lot.
is really interesting.
The bridge,
Yeah, the
the
bridge.
instrumental bridge is really cool. It gets a little bit like minor.
Right. That's like that felt like a really cool left turn because it starts off, you're like, oh, this is the solo. They're just gonna do a solo.
Yeah,
And the
yeah,
and the solo is like really melodic and catchy and bright. And
yeah,
then it's like, nah, left turn. And then they go back
yeah.
to the solo, back to the, it's like,
Yes, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
And
that
then
that
some
that was a
acoustic
cool move.
guitars too in the, before we get into the final chorus, which is
Yes.
little acoustic strums, which is, I mean, anytime Green Day like put out, do have some acoustics in otherwise electric song, you're like, warning.
Mm-hmm.
That's a warning choice.
Yeah, totally.
Um so yeah, like it's I don't know. It's a really fun song. Like I said, it's like it's a song that I'm happy exists. So yeah, this deluxe edition to me it really feels like it's gonna be cool. I mean, for me it's 2 for 2. I do think I think Ballyhoo is better than Smash Like Belushi pretty
Yeah.
easily, but
Yeah, no, me too. And yeah, Smash Like Belushi, I haven't returned to it even since our discussion. So it's like, um, who knows? Maybe that one it just has to grow on me. But yeah, Ballyhoo was like immediate. I only listened to it once. Here we are. It's just a really satisfying and interesting song. Like that is, I think, what's cool about it is like it is like as catchy and fun and bright as it is, but like it's not just that. It's not like you're because if it is, then like sometimes that shit feels boring. But there's a lot of like spice and
yes.
interesting, kind of like direction, songwriting decisions that they do here to make it feel like more than just that. So
Yeah, absolutely.
I was impressed. I felt like if this was on Saviors, I would dig this song. And
Yeah,
I do dig it. I do dig
yeah,
it. But I just mean like
definitely.
Smash It Like Belushi, I was like, oh yeah, no, this feels secondary. But
Yeah, to
Ballyhoo,
be
I was
said.
like, this kind of feels like you know, this feels like maybe it could have snuck in there,
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think it very well could have. And like lyrically, like it's fun. There's like a lot of cool Billyisms. Like, there's like one line where he's like, I feel like dumb and crippled ballerina or something like that, which is like, it's like that's on the edge, but it's like I don't know.
Yeah, no,
It really,
that's like what I feel like a cello lost somewhere over the rainbow.
yes,
That's what that makes me
yes,
think of.
right,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely, yeah. So there's some good lines there too. Um, yeah, I wonder if we'll get any more pre-release singles before the 23rd. I feel like we could get one more if they're kind of in promo mode. We'll
Yeah.
see. And then which I don't mind. Like, it's 5 bonus songs. It's not like, I don't know. I don't feel like I'm getting spoiled because it's not like a
Right.
record.
Yeah, it's like what are you really holding out for? Like, what you're
Yeah,
gonna you don't know what the
yeah,
songs are, but like what you're gonna get. Yeah.
exactly. Um, oh, the other thing I just wanted to mention before we wrap up, we're gonna jump out in just a second, but Connor, Flava Flav was at the Hollywood Walk of Fame star
Flavor Flav,
ceremony.
he was there.
He was there,
He was there.
and I don't know why. I don't know why he's like following the band around now or something. I don't really. I guess he's like part of their crew now.
Yeah.
He was there, and it was like funny because like it seems he didn't speak or anything, but like he kind of like jumped up to take photos right away. Like he was like really interested in taking photos with them at the ceremony, and then
Yeah.
like somebody kind of had to like drag him away. I think, or it was it was interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think this is like Green Day's Flava Flav arc. This is
Yeah.
like where there's like a new crew member on the entourage.
Right. Yeah. They're gonna do uh they're gonna release Sace for the sixth
Yeah.
member now, and it's gonna be
Yeah.
it's gonna be Flava Flav.
Oh my god. Yeah. That'll be something. Flava Flav collab on the next Green Day album. I'm calling it now.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. That that I could see. That would
Yeah.
be really fucking funny. Yeah.
That would be something. That would be
Let's
something.
let's
I mean,
let's let's do a nightlife part two
yeah.
right there. Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Why not? Connor, any final thoughts on Ballyhoo? Obviously, we'll talk. We will have a whole episode dedicated to the Savers Edition Deluxe when it comes out.
Yes. Yeah. Of course.
Any final thoughts on Ballyhoo or the Hollywood Walk of Fame? Sorry, the
No.
The Holly Walk Boulevard Star of
Yes.
Broken Fame.
Exactly. Thank you. There you go. Yeah, I don't. I guess I do think Ballyhoo is a really a really cool song, and it makes me excited to hear these other songs. I know at least one of them is it's like a Chapstick acoustic cover. So
Yes,
maybe there's
Susie Chapstick
two
acoustic, and
more demo songs we haven't heard.
yeah, I think there's two more new songs, and then there's also Susie Chapstick acoustic and Father to His Son acoustic.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like that's this. I guess my final thought really is like Smash It Like Belushi did not make me feel like I was looking forward to Savior's Edition Deluxe, but Ballyhoo makes me feel that way. I'm glad
Yeah.
I listened to it today. I'm glad we got to talk about it because that's the kind of song where I'm like, yeah, I'm lucky to be a Green Day fan, and I'm looking forward to what's next.
Hell yeah. I'm in full agreement with you, Connor. Folks, thank you for listening. Please give us your thoughts on Ballyhoo or the ceremony. The ceremony who may not be named.
How do you feel about Ryan Reynolds? That's
Yeah,
why.
sound off in the comments about Ryan Reynolds, please. Give us your thoughts. Did you watch Deadpool versus Wolverine? Was it as bad as we're saying it was? Should we watch it for an episode? Please don't say yes.
Yeah,
I don't think I would do that.
I reserve the right to
Yeah.
shoot that one down.
If you want, please give us a nice review on Apple Podcasts as well as a 5-star rating. You can on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. You can email us at greendudespod@gmail.com. Follow us on social media at greendudespod on Twitter and Instagram. Next week, I think we'll be talking about JAR, which is super exciting.
Yeah, that's right.
So look forward to that, folks. But most importantly, until next time,
Stay
punk.
punk.
All right, cool. That's pretty good, right?
Yes. Yeah, made good time.
Awesome. Thanks, buddy. That was a good one. Love you. I'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good, man. Love you too.
All right. Have a good night. See ya.
You too. Bye.